gonna try to get an hour on here with y'all today. Try to go live for an hour. I'm gonna talk about a couple things, get into a couple things that's been going on. Let y'all know some things, but we just chilling. Ain't no pressure, nothing about it. As you join the live, please like the video, subscribe up. If there's nothing to subscribe, I'm not on here asking for your money or cash apps just yet. Just yet. Know what I said, just yet. No, I'm playing, man. You already know it's your boy Gotti. And we just vibing. It's Wednesday, still hump day. We're gonna get into a couple of things. It's just a live little something. I'm here at the studio. Broadway, 1619, if you want to see me pull up. You already know the vibes. But as the show go on and the people join, they would just have to follow suit. So there's a couple things we're gonna need for today's live. One being, I don't want the name. I mean, the name don't matter, but I may say some things that's not so user friendly, so I'm gonna cover that up like that. Like so. We got the board. Okay, this phone is on 18%. So, if at any time we get disconnected on this live, I will come back. So, lock in. Good life of a thug, into the death, all eyes on me. All eyes on me. And see, I wanted to go live on my actual phone anyway, but it makes sense.
To Michael.
Go for Michael.
I have two guests here that I think they want to book the 12-10 Yeti game.
Copy that. That's totally fine. They can book any of the games in the cycle. It just means that the rest will have to get blocked because I don't have hands until 1 o'clock.
Okay, no worries. Is Alex here?
Alex is in at 11:50, so should be very soon. But he's going to be on that 12:30 ruins, and then I won't have anyone until 1 o'clock.
Okay, copy.
They be doing too much chatting on here. Like, why y'all be chatting so much? Like, y'all just be chatting. Like, you don't need to do all that. Microphone etiquette is tenfold, and that's it. You leave it alone. What y'all chatting for? All right, so welcome to the Kev Gotti Live. This is the first time we're doing the Kev Gotti Live. You know, everything pre-taped if you go to the page, but this is the, hold on. So, let me turn the noise. Y'all, I ain't got time. I got to proofread this first. You know how y'all do. Man, we're going to get into a couple things. Thank y'all for joining the live. Remember to like up, subscribe up. We got a couple things to get into, man. Got a couple things on the, I ain't going to say docket, because that ain't my terms. A couple things on the script, I guess, or the scroll to get through. You know, the internet can be hilarious. What y'all think about Nicki Minaj on the Kate Miller podcast? How we feeling about that? You know, a lot of people had things to say prior to, and I think that the LGBT community needs to kind of maybe apologize, if that makes sense, for a lot of the things that they were throwing on Nicki and beliefs. But I talked about that on episode 5. So if you ain't seen episode 5, please go tune into episode 5 of the Kev Gotti Show. Episode 7 is coming soon. I believe I'm gonna do it. I ain't got the best handwriting, but I'm also a man, so y'all can chill on me. Kev Gotti Show. I'm thinking I'm gonna do it live during Mardi Gras. Who's this? So go. Hi. What's up? Subscribe. like the video, you know, support a young brother. I truly appreciate it. You know, so I feel like the LGBT community needs to apologize, you know, in a sense, because they threw all of the beliefs of, you know, the Trump administration, I feel, onto Nicki. And it was just like, you know, y'all spoke too early. I get that, you know, you can be offended by certain things, but to tie one person to that and to someone's policies really was embarrassing to see, because it's like media outlets was reporting on it. It wasn't like, you know, it was just bloggers and YouTubers or people of that wave that was reporting on it. It was actually news publications that was reporting on this and reposting this. And it's like, we don't come from a place where we see main publications will be reporting on things like that. Unless it's a fact, journalists don't touch certain things. Now, a lot of journalists, you would say, like Don Lemon, have been fired or let go from companies they have been with for so many years, and they have to come over here to a platform like this where, you know, they have to, I guess, get into current pop culture topics, if that makes sense. But it's just like, you losing your credibility. But how do you find a balance between the two? How do you find a balance between the two? We finna figure that out here on Is Wednesday Still the Hump Day? Because, like, how do you figure out the two? It's like you can't really say, because when you working for a business or a company, that's just like anybody. Okay, here we go with the weirdness. Bryce V 6K, what's up? Subscribe for me, please. Like up. I appreciate y'all for joining. So that's just like, for instance, the Epstein files. Everybody wanted, you know, something to come from the names that were being mentioned, and I'm not even gonna point it to anybody in particular because I don't want to do that, because y'all know y'all gonna say I'm biased. So I think that, you know, when it comes to everything that's going on in media, I think we got to stay woke. I think that a lot of publications are now not even valid. They are more so moving off payola, but we've seen that for a while. We've seen that when albums have been coming out. We've seen that with just the music that's generating the cycle of what's hot and what's popular. Like, for instance, T.I. came out with a song off of his last album, which is the lead single. And, you know, it just gives you a vibe of, like, why rap had to change. And when I say change, why did the sound, or why did the aesthetic of it change and turn into, oh, we don't want to hear, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't even know how to put it. Like, if you follow me, you follow me. Danish Love, what's the word? Subscribe up for me, like the video. We just chilling here on this Wednesday. Is Wednesday really hump day? That's the question. Well, is Wednesday still hump day? You know how everybody used to be excited for Wednesday? It's like, oh, it's the middle of the week. Now do we even care? Like, the week just going on and going on. Like, we just be ready. I feel like everybody just be ready for the weekend. In the corporate world. Oh, brings me back to my topic. What I was saying was, how do you differentiate the two? See how I always bring it back? Say hi. What's up? T.I. hasn't been good since his early albums. But have you really listened to T.I. though? Like, to me, he has been very consistent, and his run was his run. Like, he had an extended amount of time. Now, you know, the sound of the song, I'm not gonna say I don't like it, but it is like that dated sound, if you may will. But I appreciate that because it's that authentic rap. So I don't find a problem with T.I. music, and haven't found a problem with it. T.I. is like one of my favorite rappers. So I don't know. Once he became Tip, he became trash. Oh, I seen he did an interview and he was talking about, you know, what's the difference between the two. T.I. dropped something. Yeah, T.I. got his last album coming out. That's PC. PC. Bryson V6K. Yo, what do you do in your free time? This right here. No, I'm just playing. I do a lot of shit in my free time. Damn, I love how I forget how I lost my damn track. Oh, back to Don Lemon. Let me bring it back around. So, like I was saying, how do you differentiate the two? Because in the business, on that aspect, Don Lemon is tied to CNN, ABC. When you're in that realm, in those rooms, you present yourself in that way. But when you have to come over into this world of YouTube and fit in with the pop culture commentators, the just media of YouTube, you turn into a different person. So had he been in Minneapolis with, I want to say, let's just say had he been there with someone like CNN or CBS, like with the reporters and all of the things, would that have happened? I feel like it still probably would have happened because I think they wanted to just prove a point to everybody. Appreciate that. I feel like he just wanted to prove a point to, everybody about, I don't even know. I don't even want to offend nobody because politics is so weird. And it's not, I don't want to feel that I'm taking up for nobody because like I said, with Nicki on the Kate Miller thing, it's more so of her beliefs. And we can't get mad about somebody's politics. Like, that's politics. It's just politics overall, period. Like, politics is a game that will start arguments in any room that you're in, because everybody's view is going to be different. So because she's in a tax bracket where policies that are being changed and that are, evolving and bills are being passed that she agree with, that's coming from the Trump administration, you can be mad at that. Can't be mad at that. Then I also think that another thing that I got from that was she needed protection. More than anything, she needed protection. More than anything, I feel like she needed protection, and she felt like, hey, they already wrote me off over here. What difference is it going to make? But, I feel like a lot of narratives was corrected. She said that, he called her during the first time, whenever the last campaign was going on. So this is still when you had Democrats in office. Kamala was campaigning. She said she spoke with him then, which I find oddly weird because to me, Nicki was out at the time. She was touring. She had music out. Cardi B had no music out. Megan Thee Stallion, don't quote me, but I don't think Megan Thee Stallion had any new music out at the time that was like charting like that or anything where they would have brought attention to, the Kamala Harris campaign. Beyonce, yes, that made sense. Beyonce was on tour. Beyonce was outside capturing, what seemed to have been the Democratic or the black vote. So I think that, I'm not trying to do that. You seen the gum just fly in my mouth? So I think that, when it comes to Beyonce, it made sense. But when it came to Cardi and Megan, it was just like, it's clear that y'all are allowing people into the, this one's about to die. That y'all are allowing people into politics to gimmick it or make a mockery of it. Like, it's just, this game. But when it comes to Democrats, Republicans, we've always been taught that we should be Democrats because we're black. Even in school, I can remember just the way that it was even being taught. It was more so like, let's teach you about all of the Democrats and, civil rights leaders and things like that versus let's actually discussing what's the difference between the two, what things affect certain accounts and certain bills and rights that are going on that have been set in stone for years, with the government. Like, it's a lot of things that I think we missed when it came to curriculum, in school. Like, why is it that we never learned that aspect of it? Why is it always, okay, black, white, they do this, and that was just a line that we was taught. I think now that's why they are cracking curriculums and changing it. Is it right after so many years and you've been teaching people a certain way? I'm not here to say yes or no, but let y'all figure it out. Wednesday still hump day. And as y'all can see, I ain't went into nothing in particular because this is not, like, I'm just giving y'all feeding food. The best rapper is Q-Tip. I really didn't have nothing to come here for real, but I just was like, let me go live. Still on Broadway. Pull up. No, don't pull up. It's been busy as hell. I actually enjoy my downtime. No, but pull up. I enjoy meeting with the people, you know. Every game is different. Every show is different. You know, sometimes you get people that's, you know, you have to bring that personality up out of them. And then you have some people that, you know, just come in ready to go. And I appreciate both. We just vibing for the ones just joining us and the ones catching the replay. I know my lives really are for replay value only, but I do appreciate everybody that has joined this live so far today and that has liked up on this video. I really appreciate that. But I know this is more so for the replay people, but the people that are joining and the people that are just getting to the replay, this ain't nothing but a little live. You know, we just chilling. It's the Kel Gotti Show. Live and in color. We are now gearing up for episode 7. Episode 1 through 6 is out. If you have not seen any of those, go to the page, leave this live right now, and go check out one of those videos. Like, comment, and subscribe. I don't know why y'all be so scared to comment on the videos, but people love to be in the comment section on like reels and stuff like that. I think people be scared that like people are not gonna respond back. I always try to respond back. Like, I don't have my notifications on for a lot of stuff, but YouTube, I try to make sure my notifications are on so that I can see everything, because people that fuck with you on YouTube is different. Like, YouTube ain't no ordinary app. You know what I'm saying? Like, YouTube ain't Instagram where you clicking through and just, you know, the views or whatever. The views over here gotta stick like grits. You know what I'm saying? Like, they gotta actually be applied. So when y'all join people videos, like it, subscribe up, you know, it's nothing, cost you nothing. You know, and there's people on the internet be asking y'all for, I'm not even gonna go there. I'm not even gonna go there. The people that's in the live, man, y'all drop something. What y'all want me to talk about? There's a lot of shit going on. I'm just scrolling right now. I'm trying to do an hour to 2 hours, but this phone is about to die. So we'll pop back in after that. I'm just vibing. I gotta start doing this more, getting in the habit, building a rapport with my people that be supporting me on the Kel Gotti Show. Cause y'all really be supporting. Now I don't know what's going on with the last video. It was a surprise release. It was a promo. It was a surprise drop. What bro said, like, I don't know. I did drop it early, and I think I messed up the algorithm. The algorithm is very, 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 very important. And I think that you have to stick with the algorithm. You cannot, you can't create an algorithm flow and then mess it up. And people that are not in that world won't understand that. You gotta know, you gotta look at your analytics. You gotta know what days are best, when is your audience and is engaged. That's important, and I think that I probably dropped the ball by dropping it a little early. But hey, it is what it is, you know? It's still getting solid. Okay, Sherri show. I figured I was gonna talk about this at a later time, but why not do it now? So the Sherri show, you know, has been canceled after 4 seasons, and a lot of people are saying, oh, she was never Wendy Williams. You know, same way you get a job, the same way you lose a job. You know, she didn't have it. She wasn't, you know, she wasn't good for daytime TV, blah, 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 blah. Whatever you feel, you know, honestly and truly breaking it on down with the black and white, I really believe that, you know, Sherri came in at a time that they had to save, kind of like, they had to help an audience that was very sufficient and, you know, supplyable to a time slot. They had to secure that. And I think that they felt like Sherri was the next best black thing because she was, you know, on Wendy Williams' show that whole last little run of the season as the fill-in. You know, at first they had like Remy, they had Remy Ma, they had Fat Joe. I'm just trying to remember all the people because that's been a couple years. So Remy Ma, Fat Joe, Michael Rappaport. They had a bunch of people that were just sitting in on Wendy's show, but then I remember Sherri came in and Sherri kind of just sat there for a while and then it rolled into the Sherri show. So when I started to go to the Sherri show, and I'm like in the studio, I would notice small little things. Yeah, I know this is what Wendy Williams used to film, but I've never been to a live Wendy show. Like, you know, I was never at a Wendy show, but With Sherri, it's different because we were working. So with the Sherri thing, it was like, I would walk in and I would see certain things. I'd be like, yo, that's Wendy. This is Wendy shit. Like, it's certain things that they still left in there that belong to Wendy. But it's the show business. And I think that, she came in. I ain't saying she swooped, just took nothing or stole anything, but she came in, filled in, and did a very good job. And when you subbing, you can only do your best and hope for a full-time gig. It ain't about taking nobody's spot, but I think that they needed somebody to fill that time slot that Wendy had for so many years and had on lock and that audience, and they thought that Sherri would be able to hold that. Now, you have 4 seasons of a talk show. That's great. You didn't have a one-off, one-on run. You had 4 seasons of a talk show. So to have 4 seasons on television says a lot. That's good for Sherri. It's not a fail. So for everybody in the comments that always go negative or left with it, it's just embarrassing that people always are such in a dark place. And I think sometimes you have to vent out the internet because you will oftentimes just always consume that because that's what the comments is. That's what the blogs seem like they live off of and feed off of is the negatives in the comments. And it's just like a lot of shit be bots too. But I don't think that it was a negative thing for Sherri to lose the show after 4 seasons. Although I do feel like they needed to fill an audience. They were expecting ratings to stay within a certain range. And I don't think that ratings did that. And I know that they didn't. Sherri didn't do horribly, but the ratings wasn't what Wendy was bringing in. And I think that was a hard void for anybody to fill. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just think that was that was a long thing for anybody to try to fill. So anyway, with the comparison, that's kind of lame. And it's kind of like what they do with any rapper, male or female. Male or female, you know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like they do that. Whether it's like a Nicki and a Cardi or a Lil Baby and Wayne. Like, it's just like every time anybody get hot, it's like a comparison game. It's like pitting them against each other. But at the end of the day, it seemed like this shit is becoming just a spot for the top. And I think it's always been like that. So with Sherri, man, I just think she was able to live out something that she has always wanted to do. And one thing that I did read is they were saying they were thinking of a new way to save the program but promote it, I guess. So it may just need a new home. Delmar Mercury, is the creators of the Sherri Show. So it may just need a new home. I read the statement that they put out, and I think that, like I say, everybody just go with headlines and clickbait. I don't think it was all bad. I don't know why Sherri didn't speak out with them or with the team, but she did end up coming online yesterday after news had broke, a day prior. It came out the night before. Then everybody woke up to it. I seen it the night before. Then everybody woke up to it. Then all the blogs started posting it. And, Sherri was like, oh, well, if you've been watching the show past couple of days, you've seen I've been struggling to keep up. Turns out I have COVID, and I won't be turning. I'll be addressing this when I return, blah, 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 blah. It's kind of weird that Sherri got COVID. And that's the same way Wendy left out. But, hey, or allegedly. But, you know what I'm saying? That was a little weird, but I just think that we gotta, I don't know. And I don't know. I was coming up with a little conspiracy that Wendy may be on the way back. I was thinking that, they've been doing a lot of things, moving and shaking. And that's an important time slot. And they're saying that the landscape of daytime TV is changing. I would hope that doesn't mean daytime TV is no longer or won't be daytime TV, because that's absolutely ridiculous. So I don't know what that statement meant coming from them. I truly don't know what that statement meant, but I can only hope for the best. I can only hope that, who knows? Maybe we'll get like a radio thing. What if we get something from Wendy? Like, I wouldn't be surprised if it happened, because she made it clear that Delmar Mercury told her that she can return to her talk show where she present a clean bill of health. Now, we've seen the interview with Joe Tacopina and Wendy. I think the Wendy Archive has reposted that. There was not Howard Stern, Joey. There was on Joey, or they was on somebody thing. You can go look at it. I'm like Please, come on. Like, no. And when they were like, hey, you know, she said basically, I don't want to go back to the talk show. I did that for so many years, but I do love radio, blah, 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 blah. If you're willing to do radio, I know you'll be even more willing to do television because the check is going to be larger, way larger. Like, I know you got a name already, but the check that you will get because of you being, well, not even because of, because you are Wendy Williams and the name and the legacy that you have created, I just think that television will be your best bet if you was to make a return. You hit it at radio, and people don't even expose their next move, and not a person like Wendy Williams at all. So we never know. She could be coming back to that time slot, especially with Dutmar Mercury saying that, you know, as long as you give us a clean bill of health, you can just show that. Allegedly. I had to put that phone on. Charge it in a minute. The best thing I did was put this group chat on mute because they are stressing me out. It does not take this much to plan a trip. Send me the dates that the money is due, and I'll figure it out when I get there. When I sleep when I get there, just make sure I do have somewhere to lay my head. When I get there, we'll figure this out. Like, I hate when people are like so inconsiderate of others on their birthday. Like, if it's not your birthday, go with what the host sent and, you know, deal with that. If you don't like it, don't go or get your own accommodations. Like, I hate that everybody feel like their needs has to be met when it comes to somebody else shit. Like, bro, nah. But also, I think you got to know how to plan a trip. I think you got to know how to be very attentive and very straightforward and send everything up front. Have everything done prior. And just let people know, hey, this is what it is. You know, money's due this day, blah, 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 blah. Because I've changed, man. I used to be the person that used to be active in, like, group chats and shit like that and chopping and making jokes, this, that, and the third. Now that shit just stress me out. I don't know. Maybe because I'm getting old, this shit stress me out. Because it be, like, too many personalities and shit. And then folks be acting funny. Like, people want to respond this, they don't respond this. I'd be like, yo, when are we sending this? When we doing this? Okay, bet. I'll let y'all in. But is anybody going to Houston for spring break? I've never been for spring break. I've been to Houston. Last time I've been to Houston was Halloween, and it was sadly when Takeoff passed away. That was the last time I was in Houston. So I was supposed to be going back in March for one of my friend's birthday, and it's supposed to be spring break, and I see that it is supposed to be pretty thick. Have you guys been checking out Jonesy in the Morning on YouTube? It's a good watch, man. Get your morning going. It's like the true definition. She's a voice, man. She's definitely a voice. Jonesy will be what she needs to be really soon. I know she will. Why everybody doing this little algorithm thing on Instagram? Like we just personalize everything. Like we gotta share everything. Your algorithm. Let me see your algorithm. What you been looking at? Like what? Now it's already too personable. Like it already, I feel like be too relatable. Like if you on the phone having a conversation, you hang up the phone nowadays and the situation is on your timeline. Like somebody's describing that situation on your timeline. Huh? What? No. All right, man. Let's go to the classroom for a little bit. You know what I get tired of people that don't understand. Wait, hold on. This is how we're gonna do this. We're gonna rewind. I'm gonna give you guys a little bit more about me. Kev Gotti. My name is Kev. Not. So it's Kev, not Kevin. Okay? It's Kev, not Kevin, okay? I hate when people be disrespecting me. If I tell you my name is Kev, you call me Kev. Because if you tell me your name is Purple and I call you Blue, you're gonna have a problem. So, it's the Kev Gotti Show. My name is Kev, not Kevin. Okay? Next thing, let's go. I am a Libra. Okay? I'm gonna look back at this later and be dying, but I'm smacked, y'all. I'm high, so I had to come forward, y'all. I'm smacked. I don't think I can say the other word. I did a kite. I get the Rapunzel. I am a Libra. This is very important news, so please pay attention. I am a Libra. Cause and effect. We're gonna call this the topic. Perfect. Oh, y'all, my legs. I gotta tell you about. No, I ain't gonna tell you about that because I said I wasn't gonna be like everybody else that feel like they have to share it. They go to the gym every day. So no, I'm not gonna tell you about that. But I'll show y'all. I'm gonna do that. All I want for Christmas is you. And then they pop out and they be like a whole different body. Yeah. But anyway, this is the Kev Gotti Show. You know? My name is Kev, not Kevin. I am a Libra. This is very important. This is important for your growth. Okay? Marinate on that. That's very important. All right. Cause and effect is very important in today's lesson because cause give you the effect. So whatever you do causes the effect is because of the cause. The cause is the effect. At the end of the day, if something happens, we have to identify the effect. No. We have to identify the cause. Okay? Let's lock in. Pencils up. So, the cause is the reason you got my effect. What did you do to cause that? Let's go through it again. This is the Kev Gotti Show. My name is Kev, not Kevin. I am a Libra. This is very important. Higher than a kite, we can hide than Rapunzel. I'm a Libra. Cause is the effect. Effect is the cause. Whatever you do to somebody, no, it will be an effect back. Okay. All right. Now we're gonna turn our pages. I've been on here playing. I appreciate the people for joining today, though. I'm probably gonna end this at, well, I said an hour. I'm gonna keep it rolling. I'm gonna keep my promise. I'm gonna do a whole hour. I really don't know. I just feel like we should go back to cable TV. I really feel like we should go back to cable network TV, but cable network TV is failing. Cable network TV is selling out. They're partnering up with these apps and subscriptions. But the problem is these apps and subscriptions are not live. These apps and subscriptions are not, weekly. They can be weekly, but what's the point when they can just put up the whole season? But my thing with this is we have to wait so long, and I think that can go into a whole other thing, but my whole reason for saying that is because I feel like I'm paying for too many subscriptions. Like when it was a cable TV, remember we used to bundle everything together? If we're moving towards this new wave of apps and subscriptions, there need to be a bundle pack. You need to be able to get Spotify or Apple Music with your Netflix, with your Hulu, with your Paramount. You need to be able to get with all that in one thing, in your Peacock, because that's one of my favorites. You need to be able to get all of that in one little bundle and pay one little monthly package price, like we used to do with cable TV. If we finna be advancing, that's the only thing with the world that I have. The only problem that I have with the world. We be trying to advance stuff, but we don't grow things. So how can we just decide that we want to sell all of these cable networks and cable TV channels? Like, Basketball Wives, Shawnee O'Neal just announced that it's not returning simply because of the show, the network selling the show. Well, I ain't gonna say the network sold the show, but the network was sold. Everything was paired together with the Paramount of it all and everything that's going on with that deal with Netflix. So that's no longer the home for that. And that goes to show with all of the shows that they have been letting go and they have been getting canceled. Why, if we can't pay for cable TV and we used to get a bundle package, why we can't do that no more with this? We should be able to get old school.
Yes, to control.
Go control room.
The same team for our 12:30 win also would like to play the 1:30 Legend of the Yeti.
Copy. This ruins is going to start late since the other team is still selling things. Which means that 1:30 Yeti is also going to start late.
Alright, no problem.
Okay, old school cable packages versus monthly subs. That is the problem we have reached. That is the final discussion of today's first scheduled meeting. Old school cable packers. Can we talk about the flies? The what? Can we talk about the flies to go? Or what? Like old school cable packers used to get BT, VH1, MTV, your Music Choice, your CNN, your ESPN, your Cartoon Network.
So make sure to add that 20% off.
Oh, you want to talk about the Epstein files? Yeah, drop some in the comment. Let me know. Let me know. What you want to talk about it? What we doing? I'm just on here joking, passing time. So,
Would be 40%, right?
um, you know, you used to get all those in one thing, and you used to pay roughly like $100, $120 a month for that. Versus the monthly subscriptions, you're paying $29.99 for Netflix. You're paying another $15.99 for plus Peacock. You're paying $13.99 for your Paramount. You're paying $15 for your HBO Max. You still got to pay your Apple Music. Like, it's just a lot.
I am also going, actually,
I gotta look more into that. I seen Nicki chime in on that as well. On her rant on Twitter. I'm not even gonna say a rant. She said she had joined politics. So I seen that, and I don't really know much about that because when it comes to religion, I try to, it's kind of like politics. You have to let everybody, express themselves how they may. But if they're doing all of that, I stay away from that. I got a background that come from Louisiana. I ain't got time for all the voodoo of it all. Yeah, it's a lot going on with that. I feel like it's gonna get to the point to. Okay, let me ask you this: do you feel like it's gonna be a situation where we're gonna get all of the information that we thought we was gonna get with like a Diddy, or do you think that they're gonna cap it at some point? I personally feel they're gonna cap it at some point. Personally, I feel like they're gonna cap it. Yeah, like it just is what it is.
go for Michael.
Would it still count as 2 replays?
Yes, since they are playing Yeti right after.
Okay, so we got. Let me just break it down. So used to have. Let's see. ESPN, got VH1, MTV, BT, on Lifetime, CNN. That wasn't really a channel. That was a number, but still, you got CNN. You got your local channels, which is free, so that's a plus. I'll put a star beside that. Food Network. That's a very important one. Food Network. All right. And then go to monthly subs. You got Netflix. You got Peacock. You got, outside of Peacock, you do Paramount. And these are just ones that I do. People probably do other shit. You got Paramount. You got, what else I have that I know I pay for? Apple Music. I got Apple Music. Some people got Spotify. Netflix. Some people pay premium HBO. I do. HBO Max. Hulu. Tubi free, so I put a plus. Tubi gonna be our local free TV. Damn, that's a shame. Tubi is really the local free TV now. Yeah. So the problem is, we had all of this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Versus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And let's just say roughly 350, monthly versus $75. Of course, that's just the cable package. That ain't with your internet. We let these people really advance it so much that we don't have old school cable TV packages anymore for $75. We now have monthly subs. That is $350 monthly. And when you do the math, 350 minus 75, what do you get? Exactly. Dummy. That's what you get. You get a dumb answer because why do we lose old school cable packages for $75 with all of those channels to now paying monthly subs for all of this extra shit? And what we used to get on cable TV network was the same things here. The only difference is we used to get cable TV stuff weekly. Monthly subs, guess what? You get it all at once. But now you have stuff like Peacock. They don't give you new shit to the next day. All right, we got about 10 more minutes. And my work here is done, y'all. Oh. I literally turned the camera on. Oh, y'all. And went to struggling. Not struggling, scrambling. Like, I didn't have nothing planned to talk to y'all. Off the head, off the dome shit, you know? And, yeah, I appreciate y'all for coming here, kicking it with me. I'm going to start doing more lives like this. We're just in here joking. This ain't nothing serious. You know, I appreciate everybody for tuning in today of the Kel Gotti Show Live. You know, if you're just coming in, we just had a great little hour together. And I'll probably be back in another hour periodically through the day. Like I said, I'm just trying to build a rapport with y'all and give back because I appreciate everybody that be supporting Kel Gotti Show videos. And if you have not seen that, please exit this video right now and go tune into the Kel Gotti Show. Episodes 1 through 6 have been aired. Episode 1 was a little intro. And I really love episode 1. Now, just playing it back, it's a little different to see it. Yeah, I don't know. Me. What's the word? That's really a crazy concept if you think about it. Like old school cable TV packages versus all of the subscriptions. Like they really just found a way to get more money. Now I feel like I gotta watch all of the Sherri shows, the last few episodes that's been happening. I do feel bad for Sherri though, because I know that's something that she's always wanted. But I know that God will be with her and her next blessing is already on the way. She's already living the next thing. I know she's on tour right now. She's a stand-up comedian. She's been there for years, you know? One thing about it, stick to your roots. Stick to your roots. Stick to your roots. Stick to your roots. What's my roots?
Starting around
YouTube!
Yes, I am fine
No,
with that.
theater arts. You see where I'm at? I'm in the studio now.
I'm sorry, that's ruined.
Yeah, here we go.
It's taking so long. Hopefully we'll get that scoop shortly. If you want to do the wheel game on Great Big Game Show side for them, I think that might help.
Yeah. So, you know, performing, handling the people. That is the most important part of my
If they
day.
want a demo,
The most funnest part of my
if
day.
you want like little magnets on the wheel up at the front, and think they want to like get something for free or fun.
Oh, okay. Copy.
Yeah. Wham, bitch on the baby.
So is this fine? Nadia, I'm so sorry, but can you get a demo? Can you, Michael?
Go for Michael.
I don't know if I'm being slow, but I do not know how to create custom start time without booking a person in.
For that 3 o'clock Yeti.
I don't know why he just knew she said the first time, but that's the BS that goes on. That's what happens when there's two concepts, because I don't know why she just didn't do what he asked for. What's up? I mean, it don't matter. Do you want me to do it? Is that what you're asking me?
For the custom start times,
I can. It doesn't matter. But I don't know why she just didn't do what he asked. He said to spin the wheel for free stuff because they're about to go into a game. Like, she just don't want to do it. She didn't radio down here. I hate when they do that. I hate when they do that. Like,
I don't know. Yeah.
it's
We don't
like,
just hit
that's,
create. We don't
I'll be glad when I'm no longer here. It's always bullshit.
Oh, okay, got it. Copy.
Like, he straight up said, spin the wheel so they can get something free. Why would you offer a full demo?
Yeah, that's what I was like. They always throw other people on this.